Hello everyone, this is Teddy Keckstead from Forex Trading Unlocked, and we're here on November the 5th with the Forex market breakdown. And we're going to cover, see what's going on in the Forex markets this morning. First, we're going to put up our disclaimer real quick, just to remind you this is for illustrative purposes only. And now with that all covered, why don't we hit our live screen and see what's going on in the markets. So first, we're going to check out our Twitch page here on Twitch TV, which is our Forex Trading Unlocked streaming page, and from this page you can always see our live streams as well as interact with our chat during our streams, or you can catch up on previous streams that we've already broadcasted. And as you can see, we're pulling up the Twitch page, and here we're starting to pull up the live stream. And as you can see on the right, here is our chat box. So at any time during the stream, if you'd like to ask any questions about any of the Forex markets, please do so. Just leave a question there, and we will try and answer that. And you can ask any Forex market crosses, so either the majors or exotics. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. And there we go. Now we're loading up the stream, and we just want to pull down what's a little bit below here. So as you can see, we have the Forex market, our new title here for today. And below the stream, you can also see other things that are going on with Forex Trading Unlocked on this page. Okay, with that, we are now going to head over to www.forex-trading-unlocked.com. As you can see, even on our home page, since we're streaming live, this is starting to come up. And also you can see our past native webinars and see what's going on Stock Twits with us, and also on Twitter as well. And that's from the home page. But we're going to go to our Forex page, because that's what we're here for today, is to check out the Forex markets and see what kind of analysis we can come up for today. And it's loading up. So here we got our index page. It helps us go to our page specific markets, and we're going to start out with the euro today. So the euro US dollar has been trending higher against the dollar for the past month or so. It's had a little bit of digestive period that's developed over the past few sessions, kind of buffering below the highs, trying to pressure resistance, but not really getting much of a move in any capacity. So let's see what is shaping up today. So we're loading up our euro US dollar chart, and let's see what we have going on. There's lots of news as always going on in the Forex community. We had quite the news over the past few weeks, and especially as we were heading into our Brexit deadline that fell apart. Let's see, we have euro US dollar mid-session technical analysis. Let's see, rest is Tuesday. Blah, blah, blah. Trader sentiment bullish, GBP USD. Okay, so we're just going to close out that, and then we'll close out this volume as well, clean up this chart. So as you can see, we have a rejection here. The market's been trending higher. We made this higher move high. We made this higher move low, and here we got rejected. We failed to make a new high. So I think right now you're going to have to look out for your breakout parameters here. We're going to set this up right here with a horizontal ray off of this low right here. And then we're also going to stick another one right here off of this high right here. So this here is our containment range, and this is what we're looking for a breakout of. So right now I would say if you're a range trader, you're looking to trade the market between these pivots of $1.1179 down to $1.1074. So basically a one handle, $1 range, if you will, which is actually not that much of a range with you on as far as how the euro used to trade. Right now we're trading in relatively tight ranges, and has for the past 6 months to a year. Actually, we've only had a couple excessive trading days for the euro US dollar. So right now this is going a little bit low and kind of weaker on the day, but as you can see, it's still not overall a major move of a day. It's less than half a handle. So let's see, since we have the euro US dollar, which is one of the major currency crosses, let's see how the Dixie's doing to give us a little idea. Oh, here we go. This might explain something. All right, so yesterday the dollar index, it stamped a newer move low, remaining bearish. However, look at that. That's a big change today over yesterday, where the market had settled, and then or excuse me, yesterday the market had exploded. Excuse me, this is yesterday's trading. The dollar index, this is delayed. So yesterday's rally in the dollar index turned things around and softened things up on your majors versus the dollar. So let's go back to the euro USD. And as you can see, as we had with the euro US dollar, is that yesterday the euro pounded down, and obviously we have follow through in your dollar index today. So this is a dollar driven move right now. So this means dollar strength more than euro weakness is actually coming into this play. Now, we have this little bounce in the dollar over the past 2 days. This is after it pounded new lows. So I'd use a little bit of degree of caution, thinking that the dollar is getting strong, because right now it could be just a profit-taking move, which is very likely. In which case, this would have the bulls for the euro US dollar coming back charging, trying to make a break out of that 111.79 area up to $1.12. Okay, so that being said, let's see what's going on in the GBP USD and that side of that, since we're in Europe, looking at their currencies. Okay, look at this. Very tight trade in the pound today. It's amazing how with all this Brexit news and didn't happen, now all of a sudden this market is seizing up, and so is the euro. Dollar index obviously is still moving. We'll see how these other currencies are unfolding as the morning is going on. Remember, this is pre-market. We have the U.S. markets that haven't opened up yet, and the European markets are full into their session and only a couple hours left, with the Asians as well ending theirs. So right now it's pretty quiet in the European trade. So let's see what's going on with the U.S. dollar CHF. And you can see now we could go back to our Forex page and have the individual pages that are market specific, but since we're just doing a quick review of what's going on around the world. All right, here we go. We have a similar market action. U.S. dollar strength rearing its head once again today with the Swiss. Now look at this. Isn't this amazing that in the Swiss we have much more volatility than we have in the euro. Much better ranges too. Much cleaner swing trade. And right now the dollar index, like we saw, has had a little bounce, and so it seems as the U.S. dollar Swiss. So right now those are trading in tandem like that. So the Swiss is a little bit weaker and the dollar is a little bit stronger. But overall, look at this chart. We've made this low, which was after this higher move high, and we made new highs back here at the beginning of October. And October is when the currencies all seem to take a turn against the dollar. So we had made this higher move low, this lower move high, and this lower move low, lower move high, which all is indicative of a bearish move. Now we made this low here, which is a higher move low, but we don't necessarily know if that's just the beginning stages before this rally falls apart and makes newer move lows. So right now we are either in a sideways to still bearish outlook for the U.S. dollar Swiss, which means also the U.S. dollar index too. So right now I'm saying that we're most likely in a profit-taking mode with the U.S. dollar. All right, let's go see what's going on in the other part of the world. So going to Australian dollar, U.S. dollar, and see if we have weakness or strength here. Okay, so now this is where we see how this is going on with the dollar. So the dollar index has been trading lower for a while, and one of your weaker crosses has been very strong, making new highs once again over the past week and a half. And here we are today with a nice bullish reversal of yesterday's trading, while these other majors are starting to show a little weakness to some degree, or only a little bit of strength. So we're a little bit mixed on who's reacting to the dollar, but this is definitely looking like it's a bull and wants to have a breakout of the highs. To give us a little cue on whether or not this is really going on, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar, U.S. dollar, which is in the same trade zone and has similar variables that are impacting their currency as well. Okay, so yesterday the New Zealand dollar failed after it made a new higher move high, but look at that, it's stronger today. That's in the wake of a stronger dollar over the past few sessions. So I think that what you're seeing here is that, like I said, the dollar is just in a corrective mode, just profit taking, and then we'll probably resume its bearish trend. Let's see, U.S. dollar JPY. Let's see what's going on here with the yen. All right. Now, the U.S. dollar yen has been trading opposite of most of the other currencies as of late. And here we go. Look at that. So the U.S. dollar is showing strength. There we go. Against the yen. And you can see that this market has been trending higher overall over the past month, while the dollar index has been trading lower. So I think that you have to maintain that stance, at least for the until we have a proven signal that this is going to diverge and start to act like the rest of the currencies versus the dollar, at least as far as the majors are concerned. But right now it seems like the Japanese yen wants to kind of do its own wiggle and jiggle. So that's something you should take into account. And remember that while this market looks like it may be running out of gas or topping, so far we've had nothing but a succession of, we had a high, higher move low, higher move high, higher move low, higher move high. Now we did have this recent potentially lower move low, but this could be a higher move low in the grander scheme of this rally. So I'd be really, really careful. If you're a bear, this last high up here, I would say that this would be your risk at, what is this, 109.27. Anything above there, you'd be very foolish, I think, to be trying to sell into this move. Just because even if the dollar index is collapsing over the next week or so, and I highly believe that you're going to see a turn back to support with the dollar index, that's not going to waver the bulls in the U.S. dollar yen. So even if the dollar is weak as a whole, it's like it's going to maintain strength versus the Japanese yen. Okay, now let's look at the U.S. dollars, CAD, the Canadian dollar. We can't forget that. This has been in a little bit of a choppy trade, been in a little bit of a bear trend over the past month, and the past week and a half, it seems like it doesn't know exactly what it wants to do. So it had a big profit-taking rally, and now it seems like it really wants to maintain the bear trend, but it's having just trouble and indecision trying to figure it out. So what can we look at that will really help us to further our ideas on what's going on? So we're going to go back to the dollar index, take a look at this once again, and we're going to move off the daily chart and we're going to go to a monthly, and this is what I want you to look at. So for those of you that haven't been paying attention and following our videos, we had a sell signal. See this big red line right here? This was October. This was the end of the month. It ended on its near its lows, and that is a bearish engulfing line sell signal, which is a high probable Japanese candlestick pattern that is indicative of a turning market. Never try and pick tops and bottoms, but at least right now it looks like we have a short-term high off of this dollar rally that's been going on for the past year and a half, and we have a head and shoulders formation. It's also forming on the monthly on a major scale. So with this signal here, the sell signal being the second shoulder, if this is valid and this high stays in place at 99.87, right now you're in a sell rally forecast, even though it's a little higher on the month of November. This is, like I said, I think a profit-taking rally. I would look to maybe see a little bit more of dollar strength over the next few sessions into the next week. Then I would look for some sell signals to start riding that tide. If you're a bear, I think you need to be a very weak bear right now. I think that if you're a bull, I would use a lot of cautions and key off of the low that was set here in October, which is at 97.141. All trading below there, I think, is going to have you in a world of hurt and definitely dropping excuse me, the dollar index lower with a weakening dollar, and then raising many of the major currency crosses versus the dollar. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions in our chat room. We have no questions in our chat room whatsoever. So then we're just going to jump off, I think, and we'll come back later on for a stream later on. So here we go. One last look at the dollar index. Remember, we have the sell signal that has occurred, and right now I think we're looking for a little more validation on a daily. So let's see if we can get a little rally in the dollar for the next session or two, maybe into the midweek, end of the week, and then start the next wave lower. That would be what we're looking for, the ideal scenario to confirm our bearish outlook for the currencies. So that being said, we're going to come back to our little snippet here. If you like this presentation and you want to learn more about sell signals like that high probable Japanese candlestick pattern, the bearish engulfing line, please check us out at www.forex-trading-unlocked.com. And if you want to learn how to trade these signals, you can read a book called High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns. It's available on Amazon.com in paperback and also Kindle versions. And through it, you can utilize the best buy and sell patterns used for over 400 years to give yourself a competitive edge against the markets in both Forex, stock, option, futures, ETF, you name it. These patterns work in all kinds of markets. And if so, let's, for instance, you have the dollar index here. Let's say you don't trade the dollar or any currencies, but you need to know what that can do for your other positions in ETFs or other types of equities. Right now, you're looking at that sell signal, which means a weakening dollar. And so if you have any bearings on investments that you need to be aware of such a potential turn in the dollar, there's one way of finding your signal. So, please like, follow, and share us here on Twitch and in different social media spots. And check us out at, like I said, once again, www.forex-trading-unlocked.com every day to see what's new in the Forex market and trading environment. With that, we'll talk to you later on this afternoon.